This is WFYI News Now. It's December 2nd, and I'm Abriana Herron. On today's show, we'll learn about the process to apply for SNAP benefits. New data shows fewer cows led to a drop in greenhouse gas emissions. A new $800 million data center could be coming to Boone County. And how some rural hospitals have invested in mobile clinics as a way to meet the need for care.
We do health fairs, we do clinics, we do just regular routine visits, emergency preparation. I can't tell you how many firefighters or EMTs walk through there and say, oh great, if we have an emergency, we're using this sucker.
Those stories coming up. But first, the Indianapolis City-County Council holds its last full meeting of the year tonight. The agenda includes a number of proposals to allocate additional funding for agencies, grants, and funds at the end of the year. The meeting also includes the final vote on a new TIF district to support a new downtown hotel and entertainment venue. What is the process of receiving Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, benefits? A listener asked us this question. Indiana Public Broadcasting's Tamoria Cunningham reports on what applicants can expect after they apply for benefits.
SNAP is federally funded and provides food assistance to families with low income. In Indiana, it's administered through the Family and Social Services Administration. The agency has 30 days to make a decision on an application. Alan Shannon is with the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Nutrition Service, which oversees the SNAP program. He says the dollar amount depends on factors like household size and income.
If you have income, then that will affect your benefit level. So it doesn't automatically mean that you're going to receive a certain amount of benefits.
Applicants have to meet requirements to be eligible for benefits, including being a state resident and being in FSSA's Impact Job Training Program. For Indiana Public Broadcasting, I'm Tamoria Cunningham.
Hoosiers can apply for food benefits at their local Division of Family Resources office or through the Family Social Services Administration's website. Fewer cows led to a drop in the greenhouse gas emissions from agriculture. That's according to data from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency from 2021 to 2022. Indiana Public Broadcasting's Rebecca Thiel reports drought, made worse by climate change, has made more pasture land bare.
When cows burp or fart, they release methane, a greenhouse gas 28 times more potent than carbon dioxide. The drought out west was the main culprit behind the decrease in cattle nationally, but Dave Fisher of Fisher Farms says Indiana has also had what he calls micro-droughts, where there's no rain for several weeks at a time.
We do a lot of rotational grazing, and so you're trying to come back around to that pasture again. And because of the drought, it hasn't grown back. It's hurt our production.
Fisher says the high prices for corn and soybeans also likely steered farmers toward putting more land into crops instead of pasture. Some cattle farmers are also aging out of the business. Indiana is expected to see more drought in the future due to climate change, which could further threaten pasture land. For Indiana Public Broadcasting, I'm Rebecca Thiel.
With the help of a federal grant, Fisher Farms near Jasper is working to produce carbon-negative beef. That includes an experimental project to feed cows red kelp, with the hope of reducing greenhouse gas emissions from its cattle by more than 80%. A new $800 million data center for Meta, the parent company of Instagram and Facebook, could be coming to Boone County. The Lebanon City Council met last week and unanimously approved an incentive package for Meta to open the center in the city's Leap District. If the plan goes through, Meta would open 4 new buildings on the land and hire up to 80 full-time employees. Lebanon city officials said that there could be up to 6 phases, and Meta's total investment in the district could top $4 billion. The Leap District was developed by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation to bring large investments to central Indiana. Eli Lilly has committed more than $13 million for new medical and research facilities in the district. Part of the proposal package includes a water allocation deal. Water needs in the Leap District is an ongoing issue. Meta announced another data center in Jeffersonville earlier this year. And for our final story today, Rural communities have unique challenges when it comes to accessing healthcare, like transportation or even ability of care. Indiana Public Broadcasting's Abigail Ruman reports some rural hospitals have invested in mobile clinics as a way to meet the need for care.
Rush Memorial Hospital started using a mobile unit last year to connect rural patients to primary care. The unit resembles an RV with 2 rooms that have the same tools you might see in a traditional primary care office. Providers can take vitals, gather samples, and do point-of-care testing for things like strep, COVID-19, and the flu. Joyce Geist is a family nurse practitioner at Rush Memorial. She says the mobile unit allows her hospital to meet the needs of their community in a variety of ways.
We do health fairs, we do clinics, we do just regular routine visits, emergency preparation. I can't tell you how many firefighters or EMTs walk through there and say, oh great, if we have an emergency, we're using this sucker.
Guy says Rush Memorial also uses other strategies to connect with rural patients, including telehealth, remote patient monitoring, and other tools. For Indiana Public Broadcasting, I'm Abigail Ruman.
That's all for today's episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Drew Daudelin, with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Our news director is Sarah Neal-Estes. Kendall Antron produced our music, and I'm your host, Abriana Herron. If you like today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube to check in on our newsroom throughout the day. Thanks for listening. We'll be back tomorrow.